This year's been really great. I've so enjoyed being able to travel around the state, get to talk with students, pre-service teachers, community members who are involved with our schools. We have so many people who care about education in South Carolina, and I've gotten to be an active part of that, even more so this year, and then celebrating the really great things that are going on in South Carolina classrooms. When the year began, they asked me to think about what my platform would be, and being a math teacher, and I knew that and from a rural area in South Carolina, I knew that STEM equity was where my passion was, that making sure we've got resources available, programs, opportunities for students of all backgrounds throughout our state to have really great, engaging classroom experiences. I've really been able to focus on visiting some great programs in South Carolina. We've got several new tech schools, and in fact in Walterboro, at Colleton County High School, there's the new tech training site. It's one of 10 in the entire country. It's so many incredible things there. And then visiting the Will Lou Grace School, they've actually got, it's like a tablet table, so the students can sit. It's got 8 touch points, and they can work through simulations together that they might not have that experience with in another setting. I think it's opened up so many possibilities. I referenced rural areas, and my husband and I both grew up in more rural parts of South Carolina and had phenomenal educations, but we recognized that in terms of AP classes, we didn't have as many offerings as other areas did. Through technology, we're being able to get more opportunities to our students. Virtual SC has been able to start to get AP courses offered for those, maybe like satellite offerings in those areas. In addition to when we think about students who might be from a lower socioeconomic area and not necessarily have the means to have access to the internet in their homes, that we're being able to equip buses with Wi-Fi. We're being able to make partnerships with local establishments within the area. So it's really being able to make education, resources, materials much more attainable and at our grasp, within hand's reach of our students. I think the best part is just being able to hear the stories of teachers and students around the state and then being able to share that with others. I am so proud to have that I'm from South Carolina, born and raised in public schools, and just such a huge part of who I am. And I recognize how the role that education has played in me becoming who I am. And so I love being able to see how that's at work in other people as well, and how it's transforming their lives. And then I think the best part is when I'm traveling outside of the state and someone comes up and says, "Hey, aren't you from South Carolina? I heard y'all are doing this," and that it's good things they're talking about. That we are where Teacher Cadet began 30 years ago, and there's 38 other states who are using our same model. They hear about the fact that in terms of national board, I believe we're ranked 3rd overall with the number of teachers who have that certification. So there's so many good things going on. And so I love when people come and say, "You're from South Carolina, right?" And I say, "Yes, I'm from South Carolina." I think one of the most interesting things for me has been seeing what daily school life can be like for some students, because we have so many great resources available. But over the summer, I was in Hilton Head with my family, and I really wanted to go see Daufuskie Island and what their school looked like. And it was so neat to see this community in a small school on this island that had, I believe, 18 students, 2 core teachers, and just being able to talk with the teacher who was at the building that day. I met the reading specialist in one part of the island, and she's like, "You've got to go to the school right now where I met the upper grades teacher," and just talking with her about what that's like, that it's kind of like a Montessori education, not necessarily intentionally, but it becomes that. And then saying, well, there's an elementary school on campus, so what does it look like when your students go to middle and high school? And that they actually take the hour-long ferry to Hilton Head and then get on the bus and go from there. And we don't necessarily think about the fact that we've got students, and that's what education or the school day is like for them each day, but that we're making sure that they have all the resources that they need, and just that every day can look different for each of our students. But I'm thankful that we have educators and a support across our state that wants to make sure that they have everything possible. I'm definitely looking forward to staying with my family at Hand Middle School. Now what that looks like, we're not sure yet. I have signed my letter letter of intent, but I've also applied and been named a finalist for the Albert Einstein Fellowship, which could keep me as a teacher at Hand Middle School, but located in DC for 11 months. And it could be the middle of June before we find that out. But working with our Hand staff, principal, superintendent, our Dr. Witherspoon, our superintendent, to kind of make plans for either way. But I'm so excited that I'll still be a Hand Hornet. I'm thankful. So I'll say one thing I wasn't necessarily expecting about it, but I was told early on by one of the former Teachers of the Year. She said, "This is going to be the greatest professional development that you've ever experienced." And it's so true. Just this year, all that I've learned, and if I'm in a classroom and I see a teacher doing something and I'm like, I have to do that too. And that excitement of getting to go back and share that. That being said, I know I have to wait a little bit of time before I'm back in the classroom. So that's, it's been so great to be filled in that way and to be able to share the good. But it's been hard at times too, because I'm not with my kids every day. So to kind of find that balance, I spoke with my school so that I get to continue to go in the mornings and do math team. We're coaching track. We just had our district championships earlier this week. So it's been really cool to be able to make sure that I still got to have that time with my students too. So I guess going back to an earlier question as well, what's some advice that I would have for those finalists is making sure that they still have that interaction with their school as well, because we do what we do because we have a love of students, or for our students, and so it's so important that we keep that connection through this year as well.